Go see the doctor.
It's you're supposed to be more than what you are. You try to strive to be more than what you are because some people are not supposed to just be in a gang because they just a little bit more advanced in a gang. You know, I'm like that. Um, I understand now. After everything that's going on, that you more than a gang. You was more than 9-0. You was more than rolling. You was more than neighborhood. All that. You know, I put a light on that energy for a long, long time, and it didn't pay off to be nothing. It didn't. It didn't. It didn't end up being anything. And that's why I asked that question. What is Crippin' about? What are you going to get out of it? It doesn't have any schools. It doesn't have uh, any educational system. It doesn't have any check. You know, a monthly check. You don't get nothing out of it. The only thing you get out of it is death or prison. Only if you manage your sickness, then you get something out of it. You could become a business owner. You could become somebody in rap with lucky breaks for rappers and what we see now on the internet. But that's not what your child should strive to be for. You know, kids right now, man. They got being a gang member on the list of being something that's productive in society. People need to wake up and really take a look at what cripping really is. It took me 30 some years. Okay, so what? God woke me up. That's why he wasn't gonna let me die in the park like that. You know, that's why he wasn't gonna allow me to be shot in the park. Like you ain't never told on nobody. You ain't never turned down no fades. You ain't never did none of that. You know, you've been hood your whole life. You got blemishes as a kid as anybody else. You probably did some stupid stuff here and there, but the rules and the codes and the morals of what a solid homie, a solid crip is supposed to be, which is an illusion. Because I don't care if you help created it, I don't care if you help expand it, I don't care if you help made it come around. What did it do? It didn't get you nothing. Can your kids cash a check off of that right now? That's all that should be the question. Is can your kid cash a check, generational wealth of what we trying to do now? Cripping is not going to get you none of that. It's not. It's not going to get you none of that. I'm sorry. I was answering a question. Champagnes and Hills, 1013. She had a good question. She said, it seems that you are a little bit more than Crip. Like, basically, how did you get, just like anybody else, GAMD? And I give you a good, and I give you a good story because I was listening to the radio this morning. And it just came across my mind. I was, Big Boy. I was listening to Big Boy, and I was like, man, I wish I should have stayed in contact with that dude. I should have pushed my issue with that guy because I met him in a way that most people probably would never meet him. And it's the ability to get something done. So that's why when you out here hustling, you doing your thing, you got to know how to take advantage of certain situations. So I'm in my office one day. So TD come down there and he telling me about his cousin that rap and doing all this stuff and trying to get on and this. So you got to, this is 24 years ago. I met Big Boy when he was a big guy at the other radio station, uh, Power 106 or Power 105, whatever it is. And the office was in Burbank. The radio station was in Burbank. So TD come to my office and he like, man, I'm trying to get my cousin on, whoop, this and that. So I'm like, yeah, okay, well, back then the same as now. You got to take the same basic steps as everybody else to do something. If you that's what you want to do, you can't wait on nobody else to do it. So I'm telling him all the stuff that he need to get done. Since if he's really a rapper and he trying to go far, so um, he like, yeah. I'm like, and I told him, I told TD, I said, man, look, you don't never know when breaks come because they can come at any given minute and affect anybody. So this break will come to TD very soon, like the next morning after leaving my office. So, on Western, we used to have the after hours used to be across the street from my office on Western. That's the first place I met Nipsey Hussle at back in 2000 at the after hours that we used to run. And so I don't really party. Like, I just do security, do what I need to do, check, make that money, serving, whatever, and I'm done for the night, whatever, and I go home. So this night, TD and the homies, like regular, they hang out all night at the after hours and they go home early in the morning. I think they was on 101st at that time. That used to be their little stumping ground area on 101st. So that next morning, all the homies are in there laid out because they bums, ain't got nowhere to go, hanging out in the spot, just usual gang activity, no job to get up and go to or nothing like that, sleeping all day, ain't hustling, ain't, just out. So Big Boy comes on. So, Big Boy, he comes on early in the morning, starts around 6 or whatever his radio start. So he starts his radio show, and today's guest is Jamil and Jamal Holloway, the two African twins. I may be saying their name wrong, but they the first two twins to win gold medals in the Olympics. Holloway, I believe, is their last name. Jamel and Jamal Holloway. But if I'm not, I'm sorry if I got their name wrong. But anyway, these are the two guests that is on Big Boy's show. So as he talking to the twins, TD is at the home. They all in a coma, slumber, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they in a hungover, drugs or whatever. So, the radio's on, so he hear that, wait a minute, this is Jamel and Jamal Holloway. So TD used to be with these two track star dudes. So you never know who you know in life and how important it is for you to make those bridges and keep those contacts. So he hear it and he wake up out of his sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because he really connected to them. So this guy don't know nothing. He's just a gang member. He don't know. So he called 411, and get the information to the radio station. And he called the radio station. But what he did is that he called a whole different part of Power 106. He called the business side instead of the radio station side where Big Boy is on. So now the girl, this is how God works. The girl who answers the phone early in the morning, she's a secretary. And when TD calls, he like, yeah, I'm a friend with the Jamel, and she like, huh? I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, he like, ain't this Power 106? She like, yeah, this is the business side. You called a whole nother part, this don't have nothing to do with the radio side. So he like, oh, okay, I was, I heard the guest that's on there, like I know them, and I was just trying to lead them a message or something. Now she was like, "Well, I don't. That's not my job. This is you called a whole nother side, but I'll take the message. If you want to leave, a name, a number." So he left his name, his number, and whatever the message, short message was. So now this lady who does not have nothing to do with the radio side where Big Boy is live at takes this message. She gets up and she has to walk from one side of the building to the Big Boy side of the building. That's God sending her on a mission, on a quest. So she gets over to that side and she gives the message to one of the assistants that gives the message to Big Boy live on the radio. So now Big Boy is live on the radio. So he a clown. Big Boy always clowns. So he said, "Man, look, it's 6 in the morning. People already calling up here talking like they know who y'all are and all this. Man, winning 2 gold medals sure make people, do all this sort of stuff." So the twins are like, "Yeah, wow, that's crazy. Like, who is it?" So Big Boy says who it is. Man, some dude, TD, man, woo, woo, woo. And the twins was like, "What?" So Big Boy, like, "Y'all know him for real?" Like, "Yeah, we know him. Call him." This is all live on the radio. Big Boy calls TD. TD then went back to sleep. He in the house on drugs, alcohol, whatever, partying all night, back snoring. Phone rings. He answers the phone. Hello. And they Big Boy clowning like, "Yeah, woo, 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 TD, what's up, man? Woo, woo." And he like, "Yeah, well, who is it? What's up, kid?" Like, "Man, this, this the show, man." So the twins is messing with him because they know he's asleep. So they like, whoop, they say something to wake TD up, say some name. You know how your homies got different names or whatever. Y'all be clowning. So they say some name or something, and he like, "Oh, like, huh, hey, JJ, like, yeah, what's up?" They like, "Oh, what's up?" So he into it. "Look, what's up, cuz? I'm rolling. No, nigga, I was looking for y'all, cuz, on hood." So Big Boy like, "Hey, TD, you can't do all that. You live on the radio, man. You cannot do that. Please don't do that." Right. So he like, oh, right, Big Boy, okay. On hood, on hood, on hood. So Big Boy like, "Don't do that either." So uh so he let him talk for a hot second. He said, "Look, man, TD, stay on the line, man. I'm gonna hook you up with the dudes and let you get their information or whatever." So they go clown on that, for the rest of the morning or whatever. So now it's about, I don't know, about 10 o'clock, 11:30 now, 1 o'clock, something. TD come to my office. When he come to my office, he like, "Hey, this what happened to me this morning." So I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "TD, remember what we was talking about last night? About breaks and stuff you got to do and all this other stuff?" He like, "Yeah, cuz, that's why I'm here. I'm trying to, they want me to be the manager, cuz I don't know what to do." He like, "But I wanna do something for Big Boy. I wanna do this and that. I wanna say." I'm like, "Okay, now it's December. That's why I said it's 24 years or 23 years uh, since I met Big Boy. It's happened in December. December 22nd, as a matter of fact. So So I'm like, look, TD, you know, you want to go holler at him or something? He like, yeah, man, I want to, I want to try to do something, because I hooked up with the twins. This is probably like the next day or two after he talked to the twins on the radio live with Big Boy, because he went and met with the twins. They wrote a book, because if people don't know, they was homeless, slept in their car. Everything took place in the Bay. So their sister got murdered. So obviously TD was the nigga that was handling all the business for them, because y'all can't do it. Y'all track stars and y'all not built like that. So TD was the one most likely that handled all the dirt, and I ain't never forgot that, behind their sister, because she was definitely murdered. So that was their connection that he had with the twins, So he went and met with them, hung out with them, everything. So now he want to thank Big Boy, you know what I'm saying? Because he got the group, because he thinking now. He like, I want to just, because I got the group, and then I can give him the CD. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, well, you got to make that happen now. He like, yeah, I'm supposed to meet again with the twins. They want me to come to their book signing and all this other stuff. I said, listen, this is what you got to do. Let me give you a plan right now. You go to the book signing. You take a picture with the twins, have the twins sign the picture. Thank you, Big Boy, all that, boo, boo, boo. And then come back, and we're going to take the picture up to the radio station, the Burbank. And when I told him this, I said, now listen, TD, it was around the 15th or the 16th or something like that. I said, Big Boy is going on vacation. I can promise you that last Friday is your last day, because after that, he's going to be gone. He's leaving. He's not going to be there for Christmas or none of that, right? And he's leaving about 3-4 days, however that day play out on that week of Christmas. That's going to be his last day, bro, and he gone. And I believe that last day fell on a Friday on the 22nd. So that's Big Boy last day. He not coming in on the 23rd and the 20. He on vacation. So I said, man, you got to the Friday to the 22nd to get up there, to give him the picture and whatever else you want to give him as thank you and the CD. So he said, all right. I said, this is what you do. This one we used to have the instant disposable cameras. Remember the little Kodak cameras and all that? You take them, drop them off at CVS, Walgreens, or whatever. I gave him one of them, brand new. I said, take all your pictures with this. Take the picture with the twins with this. I'm going to go get it developed and have them sign it and all that. It's a 1-hour photo. Go drop it off at the nearest one. Then have the twins sign it, and boom. So he did. So he did. He did all. He was going to do all that. The problem was that Friday was that the week before that 22nd, he was supposed to go to the event. He got the days mixed up because he begged me to do it. He said, no, won't you do it for me, this and that? And I was like, all right, I'll do it for you. Okay. But he got the dates mixed up. So the Friday that he thought, the twins wasn't doing it that day. They was doing it the following Friday. So I was like, oh no, man. I said, I got an engagement that I got to do. Because when the Friday came, he didn't do it. And I was like, what happened? He was like, oh man, it was when I showed up, it wasn't nobody there. It's the next week. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, man, I ain't gonna be able to do it because I got an event I got to do. So you're gonna have to get it done. And you're running out of time. So I said, man, you're gonna have to get it done. So he got it done, but he didn't. He got it. He got it done, but he didn't get the twins to sign. The only thing he did was got it developed and all this other stuff. So I said, don't worry about all that. I said, but look, you running out of time, bro, because if you want to get to Big Boy, it's the week now of the Friday. I said, bro, you're not gonna make it. You know what you doing? You lagging because he lagging. It's a lot of laziness. It's a lot of how black people are. We mess up our opportunities, and it happens. I said, man, listen, you're gonna have to get down here at least Thursday or something like that to make it happen. So when Thursday came, he didn't show up at my office, and I was like, oh, all right, I wasn't tripping off of it. So the next day, Friday, is the day he showed up. He showed up at my office, and I said, you got to be here in the morning. We got to leave. We can't afford to be. We can't get up there at 12 and 11. You got to get up at 6 in the morning, the whole nine. So he like, man, I messed up yesterday. I didn't even hear from him. So I was like, all right. So guess who shows up at my door the next morning, Friday, the last day of Big Boy before he goes on vacation at 7 o'clock or something like that. TD, looking like a lost puppy. And I'm like, what's happening, bro? I've been calling you. I ain't heard from you or nothing, He like, man, I know. I'm like, what you want me to do? I said, bro, do you got anything? All he had was the picture. I said, man, do you want to try to do this today? He like, yeah, man, you got that rap group and your cousin, whoever it is, thinking that you trying to handle business and you messing up. You not. And you looking for somebody else to solve it. That's the way black people do. So he show up at my door. So I'm like, man, look, are you serious? Do you want to try to do this? Because don't be wasting my time, bro. Because I shine in moments like this, in panicking moments like this, because I already know what's going to happen. What I was trying to explain to him is this. Every day that goes by, Big Boy slowly forgets that incident and situation with whatever guest or whatever, because he has a show. He got a family. His mind, he can't remember all that. And I told him, I said, man, listen, you can't wait 2 weeks. And that's what this dude waited, 2 weeks. I said, man, you cannot wait 2 weeks to go try to take this stuff to him, because he's not going to remember us. And if you make him do that, it's a chance that we may or we may not get up in there. I said, now I got to use all my skills just to get us past the door. So he like, man, I want to do it. So I'm like, how much money you got? He like, I got some money. I'm like, okay, because this finna cost you. He like, what's up? I said, come on, let's start. I locked my door. We walked across the street to the dudes. First thing, give me that Hennessy, the Christmas stuff with the box and all that other stuff, the Hennessy thing. Give me one. Go get one of them. Get one of them. I buy a Christmas card in the store. Boom. Call the home girl. 12, rest in peace. Yeah, 12. Call 12. Hey, 12. Write on this card for me. Women got better penmanship than men. Don't put our penmanship on there. It's going to look nasty. Boom. Right. Big Boy, thank you for reconnecting me with Jamel and Jamal Holloway. Best wishes, TD. Boom. She wrote it on there perfect. Boom. Now, I said, come on. We go to the Ralphs on Manchester and Western. I said, listen, buy this candy thing right here with the candy and some type of flowers or something in it right here. Buy this. He like, why are we buying that? I said, because the Mexican girl that took that note to Big Boy, that's going to be our re-entry, because that's the office that we got to go through to get to him. He like, okay, so buy that for her, another card, got this girl in the boys. Hey, excuse me, baby, could you write this for me? Boom, thank you, boom, 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 bam. We on our way in traffic, on our way to Burbank to Power 106 to meet Big Boy, because this dude done messed up. You know, he was supposed to do all this stuff the next day or two, and he had messed everything up. We 2 weeks late. Big Boy don't know who he is. He don't care about what we got going and none of that. Don't nobody know. We got to make these people understand our cause now. And I got to get by the security guard at the thing. Low key, the majority of the time, those security guards be black. And guess what? They be hood. Just hope it's working like that. Boom. So we park Burbank. Get out. We walking up. First dude we got to get by. The security guard. Walk up. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, nothing. Hey, man, look. I'm with the record company, such and such, and I got one of the artists. He ain't nobody, but I do want to drop this stuff off of them. I know we got to do this to get in. If we ain't on the list and all this other stuff, he like, yeah, man, woo. I'm like, man, listen, I ain't trying to play you. I said, we ain't got no burners. We ain't weird. You know, we just trying to drop this off. You know what I'm saying? Boom, if you can help me, bam. Gave him a dove sack and a dub. And it's when he shake my hand like, bro, you know what's up. Boom. He looked at it. Nigga say no more. Past the first level. We on our way upstairs. Boom, get on the elevator. So now, when we get off the elevator, the Mexican girl, she is the first one. Walk up to the window. And I'm like, talk to her. Tell her what you're here to do. So he's stumbling at the mouth. Yeah, I'll talk to you on the phone. And he got candies, flowers. And she like, is this nigga a stalker? Looking weird. Ugly. We in there both looking ugly, vicious, you know. Like straight members. Like, she like, what? Do I need to call the police? He fumbling at the mouth. I talk to you on the phone. Ooh. He looking at me. He panicking. She looking. And I'm looking, just standing there looking. And she like, sir, what do you, like, sir, you might be in the wrong place. Ooh. He too frustrated. I got to take over. Excuse me. You are the secretary for the business side or Big Boy or whatever. No, I'm the secretary for Power 106. Big Boy has his own secretary and all this other stuff. Okay, great. We're in the right place. Maybe about 2 weeks ago, he called up here because it was Big Boy had two guys on his show that were track stars. They were twins. And he called up here looking for him, and he ended up being on the radio and all this. Oh, I remember that. Now he looking at her. He like, yeah, you took the message to him. Oh, okay, yeah. So like, what's up? So she looking at him. She like, so what's up? He like, oh, I just wanted to say thank you. So she like, that's for me? You like, yeah. She like, oh, thank you. Come straight behind the counter, open the door, come out, get her candy in her card, give him a hug, all that. Yeah, because we need her. You understand what I'm saying? She plays a part in what we're doing. So he still got a bag in his hand, Hennessy card. She said, "Oh, that's for Big Boy." She's like, "Yeah, okay." She said, "Hold on, no problem." So now we sitting in the lobby. So now she takes the note back to Big Boy like she did before. Didn't really do too much explaining, but just made it like, "Hey, you got somebody out here that want to see you, such and such." We in this lobby now, waiting, waiting and waiting and waiting. People coming, people going, people coming, people going. We just sitting there looking. She ain't said nothing. Guess what she doing? Sitting behind the glass, enjoying her 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 chocolates. She eating her chocolates. She ain't tripping off us. People coming, people going. Some of these people coming and going are coming out the back, and they looking at us like, "Whoa, these niggas look vicious." So a lot of time go by. She look at us. She's like, "Man, they've been out here like 30 minutes." She make a call. She don't have to tell us what she's doing. I can look at her and tell her what she's doing. She just picked up the phone and boom, 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 made a call like, they're still here. One of the dudes on Big Boy's show come out. We don't know who he is because he's just a voice. I think it was DJ E-Man or somebody like that. He come out and he kind of look at us. He go back in. Then another dude come out. He look at us. He go back in. Then a female come out. She look at us. She go back in. Like, who is these niggas out here trying to see Big Boy? They look rough. These niggas is gang members. And Big Boy is not having it. So finally, they've been back here for about an hour because we ain't left the lobby yet. Because now TD is over there sweating like bullets, like, what's taking so long? I said, "This is what you put me through. You sit your ass there and look weird." Sit there and don't say nothing. Okay. We just sit there. Finally, I think the one of the dudes that came out before, the DJ dude, I want to say DJ E-Man. That sounds so familiar. He come out and he look, he like, "Hey, y'all here to see Big Boy?" And he get up and I'm like, "Go talk to him." So he go over there, he like, "Yeah." He start doing that goofy shit again. "Oh, I just wanted to say thank you, telling good looking, this and that." So he like, "Oh, okay." He like, "These niggas are strange fans, like, who are y'all? Y'all vicious tattoos on the face, neck." Oh my God, it's ugly. Like, man, y'all don't know, like, okay, like, Big Boy say, "What's up, man? It's all good." Like, boom. So he like, man, he got a lot going on, man. He can't really holler right now, Like, "Oh, okay, for sure." So he gun him down. So now, because he is starting to look too sad, we starting to look too stalkish. So I gotta jump in again. So I jump in. I said, "Okay, don't worry about it, man. He just wanted to tell Big Boy thank you for hooking him back up with Jamel and Jamal Holloway, the two African American track stars I had on the show maybe about 2 weeks ago or something like that." And he just wanted to say what's up, and just say hi or whatever. And then the dude say, he like, "Oh, okay, for sure." He shut the door. He like, "Oh, okay, that's cool, man. No problem. What she could do is, we busy, this and that. Okay, cool. All right, goodbye." Boom, he shut the door. Soon as we turn around and start leaving, the door swing back open. And he say, "Wait a minute." He say, "Are you TD?" He said, yeah, I'm TD. He said, oh, he said, hold on. Door closed. Go to the back. He come back 2 minutes. He said, man, come on, y'all come on to the back. We start walking to the back. We walking through the radio station now. You know, now TD, he got his life back. He pumped up like, yeah, cool. We said the nigga. He walking. We get to the back. Big boy back there. Scared as all outdoors. Him and the whole crew. These are people that be coming looking and peeking. Big boy like, TD, man, you got me shook up. He said, man, we thought you come up here to kill us, man. We didn't know who you was, man. We scared to leave. It's only one way in, one way out. I said, I said, yeah. I tried to explain all that to him, big boy. I said, look, man, this is my partner. I tried to explain to him that he wanted to come the next day after that. Remember they had the book signed? He said, yeah. He said, that was about 2 weeks ago. I told him to get everything he wanted to do and come give you the picture and all that. But you know how gang members is. They don't care about nothing. Now he show up in my office today wanting to do all this. So this is what we had to go through. I apologize that putting y'all through this. He said, man, we was back here shook up. He said, man, we thought y'all had burners and everything. We thought we was going to have to call the police. I said, nah, man, this dude is fan. He just want to thank you. He took pictures with us, signed autographs, did all kind of stuff. He passed him the CD. He like, yeah, man, I'll check it out. You know, boom. Like, man, it's all good. Then we all walk out. Crazy. Don't mess up opportunities that are given to you in your face, man. It is ordained for you to do stuff. If you meet certain people, if you doing certain stuff, man, go with it. Help can make the connection and stay with it until the people say, hey, man, look, we ain't going to want to do nothing with you or whatever. That was a powerful connection we made that day. When Big Boy stood up out that chair, he said, man, look, man, y'all some real niggas, man. He said, man, the reason why I called you back, TD, is because when I said who it was that called, he said, man, you should have seen how they reacted. He said, man, and they start talking about their sister. And I was like, yeah, that's why I was trying to help him, because when I realized what part he played with him up in the Bay, you know, I was like, oh, it's serious. You got to go hook back up with this. So he wanted to thank you once again. And Big Boy didn't have no problem with it. None whatsoever. Gave us his hookup and all that. Do you know, I never called him. I never reached out to him. I never said, hey, man, look, boom, 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 boom. Don't blame your failures on nobody but yourself, man. In the sickness. This is Dr. Crip, man. In the sickness. Get your stuff together, man. And in the sickness.